You Can Believe It with Players Circle, which is
$10?
ludicrous. So to be 100% transparent with you. So what?
No, I was saying it was
What'd you say?
him, Dollars, and Luda. They was on the record.
Yep. Luda.
No.
So when I first heard the record, I didn't know that you did it. But when I first heard it, I was like, yo, this shit is incredible, because like I know Chain or Titty Boy and Dollar before they got big, right? So I felt like that was the record that showed that them dudes could rap, because every verse from Dollars, from his flow, first verse, 2 Chainz, first verse, and then Luda closing out the record, like they are rhyming, like rhyming for real rhyming. Like,
Chainz can spit. That's the
legitimate
one thing I
bars.
don't know if people realize. Chainz
Yeah,
can rap.
yeah.
Like, I used to tell him, like, yo, you like a Southern Jay-Z. He was like, yeah, you know, one day I'll get on the record with Hov and I'll show him what I could do. You know? he can really rap. And it's like, but because of what he does now, people don't take it serious from him. Like, but the kid can spit. And he has the flows, too.
Yeah, he's got the flows. So you know what's crazy about what you just said? And then, so this is from a DJ's perspective, looking at how different parts of the country reacted to Atlanta at different parts of the year. So New York DJs neglected that record, right? They neglected that record for the most part. Like they didn't pay attention to. Yeah,
but
period,
there were people who did fuck with them. I know Premier did fuck with them, and there was a couple other people. But if you wasn't on the radio when you was already live, it wasn't a big thing, because when you look at it like that, you know, these kids are spitting. Damn, I need to get hold of this. That's supposed to be the initial reaction from a DJ, but it wasn't. And I was like, damn, what the hell is going on? You know, he knew he was nice.
Yeah, he knew it. They both knew it. All three of them knew it. All three of them knew it. The crazy thing about that is the Atlanta rappers that New York fronted on initially were actually the best crop of Atlanta rappers, right? So I'll break it down historically. It wasn't until later on that New York, when I say New York, I'm talking about the DJ collective, New York wasn't paying attention to Outkast. I know that for a fact. They didn't pay attention to Outkast.
That's not true. Outkast wasn't. Matter of fact, the DJs wasn't, but the people was hot in the street. And when I say hot, I mean they was scorching in the street. If you go to the hoods, and it's like, that's the one thing I could say. The DJs don't make and break the records here. It's the people, and it's like, because I remember, I think it was a Mobb Deep album around that time too, because I remember going to the tunnel and every car that was passing by was playing Southern Playalistic Cadillac music.
Crazy. Every car. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because I felt like rappers like Titty and Dollar were like the real lyricists, like, of the South. Like, so when I heard that,
so was
I was
20.
like,
my man,
20 was
20 is a beast. And looking at it, like, I never understood why. And it's like, but you know, New York is so crazy, and it's like they'll jump on another artist first. But I was very surprised that they didn't jump on 20, because 20 is crazy. He's a beast.
Yeah. He is. So that record, I felt like it really showed how nice those dudes are. Because it was the right tempo. I think it was like 80 BPM. The sample was soulful enough, and their voices right on top of it. You could feel everything.
They was extremely in pocket, you know. And then it's like, I felt like, because Luda was on it, like, okay, cool. If they don't fuck with Tit and Dollar, that they gonna fuck with it because of Luda. And you know, it wasn't just New York, but it was just also Universal. Like, they was pump faking with the record a lot too. But if they would have dropped the video for that record, I believe it would have took off.
It would have. It definitely would have. What made that record so dope is it didn't sound like anything else down here at the time. Because at that time, Atlanta didn't have to play New York records, right? Atlanta was completely on their own. But that record just sounded so different from a DJ's perspective. Again, like, we all gravitated towards it, like, because it sounded so different.
I always felt like Atlanta, because, and even when it came to like Goody Mob, like Organized Noise was like, yo, super soulful, and it's like what they would put to it, man. It's like it was crazy, you know. And it wasn't Goody Mob, but it's like it had a nice vibe to it, you know what I'm saying? So looking at Outkast, Goody Mob, and it's like, you know, TLC, all of those records like that, they had the musicality that New York didn't have, you know.
Okay, I give you that. So now moving back a little bit, I Love You by Faith Evans. So I'm gonna tell you the story. Whatever year that record came out, I was DJing this club in Atlanta called the Velvet Room, right? And the Velvet Room, every Tuesday night, it'll be like 1,500 people in there, packed, rammed out. Puff was hosting like seemed like once, twice a month, Puff was down there hosting. So at the end of the night, this is when clubs in Atlanta was closing, I believe at 4 at this time. I believe so. So it's the end of the night, but it's still packed. All the lights are on. And I think I played Come and Talk to Me by Jodeci before I played I Love You. And I threw on I Love You. So let me give you some context to this moment. At this point, all the strippers are there, all the dope boys, it's all of that energy, but it's still a bunch of party people, right? Yo, I threw on I Love You, and girls, you could see the emotion in their face when I dropped I Love You. It like, you know, the energy that Come and Talk to You by Jodeci gives you in a club. Yeah. But when I dropped I Love You, it kept that same energy. Now, I'm just playing I Love You because I like the record, right? Yeah. Like, that record kept the club open for another 20 minutes because they would not leave. So mind you, it's a Tuesday night in the A, it's 1,500 people, and I dropped that record, and the girls, all the women is putting their hands up, going crazy. And so when you say that record was supposed to be a record for a rapper, I'm so glad you gave it to Faith. I'm so glad.
Yeah, actually, he gave it back. It was OC, and it's like he didn't. It's a change of hook and the vibe. Like, he's like, nah, take that one back. It's like, all right. And then afterwards, you know, I remember we was in the studio and I told Puff, like, yo, I got a couple of records y'all could pin. It could be dope R&B records. And one was Sherry Dennis, So Complete. And the other one was I Love You. And he looked at me like, I picked the records, not you. So my man Bobby Springsteen, you know, I gave it to him and he got the records written. And next thing you know, I forgot what holiday it was. I know I was at a wedding with, you know, my daughter's moms. And they like, yo, you have to come and track this record out. We need it now. So I left the wedding, I went and I tracked the record out. And it's like, by the time when I came back, he's like, all right, yo, I need you to hear your record. And when I heard it, I was like, wow, this is incredible. I was like, yo, who wrote it? And then Bobby was like, yo, this kid McKelly from Chicago. And, yo, it was just amazing. And I remember my homie was with me. He was like, yo, man, that's a hit. I'm telling you, man, that's a hit. And for me, it's like, I get dope records, but I'm never like, yeah, my shit is a hit. But with that one, man, it's like, yo, he hit it right on the nail. Hit the nail on the head.
So